channel. So today's video is going to be another Real Talk with Kym video. I'm doing like all this with my hands, sorry. But anyways, today's video is going to be another Real Talk with Kym video. And this video is actually going to be on something that we can all relate to as women. It is actually going to be about periods and monthlies and things like that. So I'm actually going to be reading the letter that was sent to me, and then I'm going to give my advice as well as give some tips that has helped me through like my different time of the month. So I'm just going to jump right into reading the letter. It says, "Dear Kym, I'm 13 years old and a junior high school," and she also gives her state, but of course, as always, when I do these videos, I'm not going to mention your name, and I'm also not going to mention where you are from. She said that she wants to know how to get over the embarrassment of my period and also how to keep track of it. I have this app on my phone to keep track of it, but it appears to arrive earlier than what the app says it would, always around 2 days. And I want to know how to keep track of your period. Do you use an app? If so, what app? I want to know this because I don't want my period coming during the day when I go back to school. Also, how can you not be embarrassed of your period? I always believed that it was because I'm a very shy girl and don't tell people many things. But it has reduced me to not telling my mom that I'm on my period when she has told me that when I'm on it to tell her, because she wants to know if I would need to go to the store for pads and such. Yes, I know this is long, but thank you for taking your time to read this. If you could please reply, and if you can't, I understand you're very busy and can't always reply. Thank you. Now, with these, regardless of whether I do a video or if you guys just want advice and things like that, I'm always going to reply, so don't feel worried about like sending me something and thinking I'm not going to reply, because that's just who I am. I'm always going to reply unless it's like something vulgar or crazy, you know, and it's really not like something that you need advice with. Other than that, I always reply to everything. So let me at least give you my background of my monthly. I got my period, I want to say it was around the same time as you. I was 13 years old as well, and I had actually been feeling like stomach cramps throughout the entire like week. I remember my stomach kept hurting, and back then I didn't know it was cramps. Like I just thought my stomach was always hurting. I didn't understand why. And then when I first got it, I was actually at a dance practice, and I went to the bathroom, and that's when I saw some spotting. And then my friend was there as well, and she had told me what it was, and I kind of already knew, like I had a basic idea what it was because I had older sisters then. So basically, and I know this sounds crazy because I'm not now, but I was actually excited to get my period because all of my other friends had it by then. So to me, it was like something like I felt like I was growing up, and this is pretty important. So yeah, I was excited to get it. Now from reading your letter, you did say that you didn't tell your mom, but if it's one thing that I highly recommend is to tell your mom or an older sister if you have one, but you should definitely tell someone that you can trust. And I think your mom is someone that you should tell. She already wants to know as well because she does want to help you. And being that she is like a family member, she has already gone through it. Plus, when I was starting out, I didn't know what type of pads to get, if tampons worked, things like that. And being that your mom has experienced this and she's done this probably for several years, you know, she knows what to expect when it comes to periods, and she's not the type to make fun of you or anything like that if you were to ask questions. So if anyone, you should always go to your parent over something like that, and your mom is definitely going to be the one to get the best advice from. So here are some tips for you, and hopefully they work for you, but if not, definitely check out the description box below, because I'm hoping that everyone will write down like their tips and things like that of what they go through during their monthly. So one thing for me is, and I know this may not usually work for a lot of people, but one thing for me is I never use tampons. And I know some people think this is like crazy, but I've probably used tampons twice in my life. Other than that, I never use them. If I'm going to the beach, I end up on having my monthly around that time, I just won't go swimming. I find them to be extremely uncomfortable. I don't like them at all. There's also some type of warning on them where if you wear them too long, you can get sick. And normally I change my pad like every 2 hours anyway, but I just don't like the idea of even being or putting myself at risk. So that's why I never really wear them. I do have a friend who does wear them though, and she used to like do sports like soccer and things like that, and I remember she told me that she would wear a tampon and she would also wear a pad, so just in case the tampon would leak, the pad would be there as like a backup plan. So in case you do want to wear tampons, then I would recommend wearing them both. But yeah, also in order to keep track of mine, I actually have an Android, so I don't know if this is on an iPhone or not, but I believe, let me check, but I'm almost positive it's called Period Tracker. Yeah, it's Period Tracker. It looks like this, and it says 0 days left, so I actually should be having mine today, and I don't. So that's the thing, like this helps me to know around the time that I have it, but not the exact date. So I personally have never figured out how to know exactly that I'm having it, but I kind of will sense it, like my body will let me know, like I'll start to get cramps and things like that, and I just know typically it's coming around this time. And also mine usually will come towards the evening, so just in case I'm out, what I like to do is I will bring a pad with me wherever I go. But also what I will do is I will wear one of those liners, because it's not like going to be like a heavy gush automatically as soon as it starts to come. It'll just, you know, automatically start like a faucet, like drip drip. So what I do is I'll wear like a liner, and I'll wear those for around the time that I have it. So it's not like you have to wear a full-on thick heavy pad, but I do wear liners, and they really help. So just in case it does come and I don't notice, say for instance you're in class or something, you'll have that on kind of like as a backup. So I recommend wearing liners around the time that you think you are going to have it, so you don't have to wear that thick pad, but you do have something there to protect you. Sorry, my camera got full, so that's probably why I'm at a different angle. But also another tip that has really worked well for me, and I know there are different types of pads, so just go with what works best for you. But for me personally, what I like to do is I always wear, regardless of the day, I always wear overnight pads, and not the thick ones. I like to use the thin ones just because they are pretty long, and they just carry a lot, if that makes sense. So I never feel like I'm gonna have any problems when I wear them, but I wear them every day, you know, I have my period 5 days out of whatever cycle. I have it 5 days, so all those 5 days I will wear overnight pads, and I use the ultra thin overnight pads, and they work extremely well for me. I use the Always brand, and I also use basically the Walmart brand. Like they have an Always kind of version, but cheaper, and those two work well for me. I've never had problems with it like overflowing or anything like that, and I always change mine like every 2 to 3 hours anyway. And that's helpful with just knowing that I'm going to be protected throughout the whole time. So that's what I do. You don't have to do it, but personally for me, overnight pads work all the time. And I don't know, I actually don't know anyone who does that but me. So I don't know, hopefully it will work for you, but it works for me perfectly. So those are my few tips that I have. Definitely put it on a phone or write it on a calendar. I recommend doing both, because just in case your phone kind of doesn't do that backup plan and you lose everything, you have it on a calendar, and writing it down each time you have it so you know around what time you're going to get it. And then also wearing panty liner pads around the time that you do get it so that you will be protected. And then lastly, my tip for you is just I use overnight pads. I don't know if it's going to work for you or not, but I know for myself, I use overnight pads. And lastly, definitely talk to your mom about this. It's nothing to be ashamed of or shy about. I know it's something new, so it is definitely scary, I guess you could say, for some people. But yeah, just talk to your mom about it, because I'm telling you, she's not there to laugh at you or make fun of you. She's there to help you. And just talking to her will definitely help you feel better, I feel like. And I feel like it's going to come with time, with not feeling embarrassed about it, because this is something new for you. But eventually you are going to get used to it, because every girl in the world is going to experience their period at some time. So it's something that you should not feel ashamed about or, you know, embarrassed. It's definitely something that's going to come with time now. So don't feel like overnight you should feel like confident about it, because this is something new to you. But don't feel embarrassed. I've had it. Every other girl you've watched on YouTube has had it, so don't feel like you're the only girl in the world who has to go through this, because you aren't alone at all. But that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this Real Talk with Kym. I know you ladies have different types of stories of your periods or advice that you can give, so please definitely write it down in the comment box below. Be sure to give this a thumbs up, and if you guys need any type of advice at all, make sure to email me. I will put my email link right here, and I will respond as always. But that's about it. Thanks guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye! We talk street art, sarcasm.